Hello, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be making the ultimate cardboard cold smoker, and this cold smoker I'm using for an exhibition I'm doing in September, hence the window. Anyway, hope you like it. Here's the vid. For this cold smoker we're going to need some duct tape, some scissors, a craft knife, a hacksaw, a couple of food racks and a cardboard box. And here's the actual cardboard box I'm going to use. I'm using one which is quite sturdy. This one is a 2-ply cardboard, so it has a good strength and it's able to take a bit of use, so it should last a while. Also need some 10mm hardwood dowel, acrylic sheet, silicone sealant, a tape measure and a marker pen. The first step is to trim the two shorter lid flaps so they don't drop down and touch the food when the cold smoker's in use. Don't trim them off completely as they're needed to seal the lid down. Trim them using a craft knife down to about 50mm. We're not finished with these just yet, I'll come back to them later in the video. All cold smokers need a vent in the top, and that's basically to allow smoke and moisture out of the smoking chamber when it's in use. I'm simply using a roll of duct tape to act as a template. The inner part of the roll is perfect for the hole, and it'll need a cover. I'll be using the outside of the roll to mark this in a while. Once marked out carefully, cut it out using your craft knife. Use strips of duct tape to protect and reinforce the edges of the hole. We'll be using this duct tape to reinforce various parts of the cold smoker during this video. Doing this extends the life of the smoker so that you can have many years of use from it. I'll cut out a cover from this vent later in the video. The next stage is to mark the position of the dowels which support the racks in the smoker. We need to take care when doing this as the dowels need to be level. You can see I'm marking where the dowels are going to go so that the legs of the racks sit just inside them. Positioning the dowels like this means that the racks have less chance of moving around. With a pair of scissors, make the holes as round as you can. Reinforce with duct tape. Reopen the hole with the scissors and use your finger to round out the hole. Turn the cold smoker around and mark the dowel holes in the other side, ensuring they're at the same level. You can make things a little easier by using a tape measure for this step to ensure things remain level. In this example, I measured 100mm or 4 inches down from the top of the box on both sides. Again, as we did before on the other side, make the holes with the scissors, reinforce with duct tape, open the holes with the scissors again and round the hole out with your finger. Cut the 10mm hardwood dowel so that you've got about 50mm either end poking out. That's about 2 inches in old money. Push them through so that they fit nice and securely, and they should be a nice interference fit when you do this. The rack should then sit nice and evenly on there without too much movement or wobbling around. It's always best practice to seal the edges of the flaps over with duct tape. We'll do this for the remaining sides of the box because when we seal this down when we're smoking, we will repeatedly be removing tape and we don't want it to pull the cardboard apart. For the window, I'm using a 2mm thick polycarbonate acrylic sheet. Now, I got mine from a local DIY store. It was marked as a replacement safety glazing for greenhouses. It comes in a handy 1200 by 600mm sheet, or that's 4 foot by 2 foot in old money. And this project uses just under half a sheet. To make the opening in the box for the window, I need to mark out the limits of the glazing. I then draw out my cut lines and with a sharp knife, I carefully cut out the window opening. And there you have our window opening. Now, just protect the edges with some duct tape. I'll be using this cold smoker with my ProQ cold smoke generator, so in order to have access to it, I need to cut a flap in the side of the box wide enough to have access to it. I mark out the edges, leaving enough space to include a tray. Using a straight edge, I mark out the position of the access flap. To make the flap work, I need to cut the sides and bottom edges only. The dashed line across the top of the flap is a guide for scoring with the back of a craft knife. This makes it easier to bend the cardboard so that I can open and close the flap easily. Reinforce the edges of the flap and hinge using duct tape, and you're there. Remember the vent in the top of the smoker? Well, this is the cover for that vent. I'm using the outer diameter of the duct tape as a template. This is simply cut from offcuts of cardboard. To secure it to the lid, I'm using a trim clip from a car door, but you can use a screw or a paper fastener if that works for you. As long as you can rotate the hinge to adjust the vent, that's all that matters. Make a small hole next to the vent so that the lid can clip into it nice and neatly. Reinforce the vent with duct tape and you are there. I'm positioning the window so there's an equal overlap on each side. I mark the position of the acrylic sheet with a pen and remove the sheet. I then apply clear silicone on all sides of the cardboard, taking care to stay within my lines. If you don't have silicone sealant, you could of course use duct tape or double-sided tape to hold the glass down. Before placing the acrylic sheet in place, I remove one side of the protective film, and it's this side of the sheet which will go face down onto the cardboard box. Press down evenly and firmly and add a few weighty objects to the sheet so it stays put while the silicone cures. After about 30 minutes, the silicone has set and you can remove the weights. You can now carefully remove the remaining protective film. And hey presto, you have a window. I'm adding an aperture for a smoke pipe to connect to the cold smoker. This will allow me to at least have a choice about how and what equipment I use to generate cold smoke for this. I'm using a 100mm or 4-inch pipe, and coincidentally the outer diameter of my duct tape roll fits the bill as a convenient template. The pipe fits snugly into the hole and requires no support to keep it there. Try and make the hole as snug as you can so that you don't lose any smoke. I'm using an improvised cold smoke generator which burns mini wood chips. I've created a video of this method of creating cold smoke on the channel, and there's a link in the description if you'd like to know a few more details. I simply light this with a blowtorch, give it a few puffs, and then put the lid and the pipe in place. The smoke can gently drift into the cold smoker. If the smoke has too much heat, it's possible to extend the pipe so the smoke has time to lose more heat on its travels to the smoking chamber. The vent is an important feature of this smoker, and it allows moisture and excess smoke to leave the smoker to ensure that you get the very best cold smoke on your food. Operating this smoker in direct sunlight can be a bit of a problem, as the solar gain adds significant heat in the box, making it almost impossible to maintain a safe temperature, typically below 30 degrees, and ideally a lot lower if possible. You can see here the full setup with an additional 2 rows of dowels for extra food. This is a great little smoker which will last years if looked after. I had one of these for 8 years before it needed replacing. It eventually became more duct tape than cardboard, but it just goes to show you how good this is. One great feature of this cardboard cold smoker is that you can lay it flat if you need to store it away. I've even seen an adaptation of this smoker with a golf umbrella, so you can even cold smoke when it's raining. Well, I hope you liked the video. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel and give the video a big thumbs up just for good measure. And thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you on the next smoky video. Bye now.